Let's play around with some salt effects. Most of you will have done this in the past, but I want to show you some different ways using different salts. I've got here a standard table salt, the very fine white one, and I also have a very coarse sea salt. And you can get rock salt as well, you can get pink salt, you can get all sorts of salts now. So just depends what you want to do and what you've probably got in your store cupboard. I've also mixed some of that very coarse rock salt in some hot water. Now there's about an inch of water there. You can see the change in the colour from clear, clean water. And in that I put 2 really heaped teaspoons of the salt, the coarse salt. So let's have a look and see what we get. I've just mixed a puddle of indigo there. Probably will have to mix some more, but we'll see how we go. And what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to damp off, just very slightly, this first rectangle. Not lashings of water, just give it a bit of a dampen off. And then let's put, whoops, might need a little bit more water there. I've used a dark colour so you can see what I'm doing. Oops, must have missed a bit there. There we go. Now I'm going to rinse my brush off, but I'm going to take another brush, rinse that off, and I'm just going to lift. In fact, I'm going to just dry that brush off a bit and take some of the mixed seawater and just drop it in. That's interesting, isn't that pretty? That is very nice. Yes, I like that. So what can we do next? Okay, let's take, for example, let's take some of the sea salt water. Still got a bit of paint on my brush, but that's okay, at least you can see what's going on. Okay, so that's the already mixed sea salt water. Picking up some of the indigo. Now I don't think that will actually do much. I have tried one before. I put a heat gun on it and it didn't even do anything. So I'm just going to, in fact, take a little bit of the ordinary table salt. The very fine one. And look at this. How interesting is that? That the crystals have just pushed the pigment out, and look, they don't encroach on each other, they just push into the next sunburst or starburst, and that is fabulous. Look at that, you can make flowers out of those. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you. Whoops, wrong way. You can probably hear the church clock striking. There you go. Right, zoom back out again. Okay, that's rather fab. Now, as you know, we've got to wait for this to dry, so let's put a little bit more on. Okay, now I'm going to put ordinary water on this one. And I'm soaking up some of the indigo. Looks if I could do with a bit more. Always mix enough paint, dear viewer. And I'm going to get some of the big sea salt pieces. Now, I think there is an argument for when you're using bigger salt to make sure you have got more water and more pigment on the paper before you drop it on. okay, to see how that goes. Now I'm just wondering, because I want to just see what happens, if while those are still wet, you just drop some more bits of the already mixed sea salt. Onto the bits themselves. Right, okay. I'm going to leave those to dry. When they're dry, I will come back to them, finish the video and obviously take a photograph. And I'm also going to have a suggestion, an idea of what to do with these shapes. So I hope you find that interesting. It's always fun to play, isn't it? So there we have it. Now there's one moral to this story. Sorry if that's a tractor going by. They're harvesting all the grapes at the moment. More pigment. That's too pale for you to really see it. So this first one, if you remember, was just paint on clear water and then dropped the salt water in, which I really like. I think that is gorgeous. This is with the ordinary table salt sprinkled on top of the salt water. No, table salt, then the salt water dropped on top. And this is the rock salt with the salt water dropped on top, which has given me some very interesting effects as well. So really, it's an endless possibility of what you could do. I suppose the thing is to make yourself up a sheet of paper, mark it into decent size squares, pick your colour, and then do lots of different mixes, obviously making a note of what you've done so you can remember, and put it into your portfolio. By doing all these little tests and samples, you're building up your own reference book, really. So that was fun. I enjoyed that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and that a stage further and play about with a painting idea. So I hope you enjoyed that, and have fun with your salt.